My name is Deja, and I hope you find serenity.
I hope you find serenity. I hope you find serenity.
Peace, y'all. I'm back with a quick download that I had actually the other day, and I was literally just sitting here playing the guitar and singing, and I randomly remembered something that I feel is important to share. So as I was playing, what was crossing through my mind was I was just making a previous video, which I don't know when I'm posting it in reference to this one, but I was just making another video talking about self-love and self-care and taking care of yourself. And I was thinking about what I eat, and I was thinking about addiction, like addiction to things like snacks, like things that I still love to eat to this day. Even though I'm a much more conscious person, I still eat like chips and things that I know for a fact that there are things in these bags of chips that are not serving me. I know for a fact not every ingredient in there is safe, except for when I'm eating like the all natural, like plantain chips and stuff like that. Then I feel good about it. But, I'm like, dang, like, for example, I ate Pringles recently, and I have this, like, one of the small cans, and I have it still in my house, and I saw it while I was playing the guitar, and I thought, wow, I'm still addicted to this shit all these years later. And that thought reminded me of recently I had a short retreat, and we did a guided visualization, which I always do these with my inner child sessions with folks. Like, basically, it's like a form of hypnosis, but you essentially go back and you visit your inner child, and you can visit different memories and observe them now with a new perspective. And the memory I had, I was guiding her through, was to remember a space where you felt safe, and to remember what you ate in this space, and to remember how you felt when you ate that, who you ate with, and all these things. And sometimes when I'm guiding a visualization, I see what my client is seeing. But sometimes when I'm guiding a visualization, I have my own personal journey of it. So sometimes I see their inner child, but other times I see my inner child. In this case, I saw my inner child. And the memory that I immediately went into as soon as we dropped in was of this house that my dad had. It's the first house I remember of my dad's. It's where he lived when I was a very little girl, like when he first stopped being with my mom. So I had to be around, 5 years old. And some of my first memories are in that house. And he lived with my Aunt Sandra. And I think for a while my grandma was there, but she wasn't always there in my memory. But anyways, in this particular memory, I was in the house with my dad, and I was thinking about him making, like, he used to always, cook those frozen pizzas in the oven. And I was thinking about eating pizza with my dad. And as I was, even now, like, I'm salivating thinking about this. But I was just seeing how when I consume pizza, for me, the feeling of pizza is intrinsically connected to the feeling of being loved and being safe. When I eat pizza, I am on a subconscious level, because I hadn't thought of this memory in a long time. I hadn't thought about eating pizza with my dad in a long time, even though it's still a thing. To this day, my dad loves pizza. It's something that when me and my sisters are living with our dad, like, we probably eat pizza once a week. Like, either a frozen pizza or we order pizza from Pizza Hut or something. Like, it's something that for so long... Angel, stop! She get on my nerves. It's something that I lost my train of thought. But basically, I was realizing through this meditation that whenever I eat pizza, on a subconscious level, the feeling that is reactivated within me is a feeling of love and safety. And that's why I love pizza. Pizza is my favorite food. And I'll go deeper into this in another video, but I was vegan for 2 years. I was vegetarian for 2 years before that, then vegan for 2 years. And then I went back to being just vegetarian. I transitioned back to eggs and cheese. And then I also have transitioned back into eating meat. I will say I still eat mostly vegan and vegetarian if you look at my meals, but I do eat meat. But I was thinking about, during the time that I was vegan, how I had a lot of dreams about pizza. Like, I was dreaming about pizza like crazy. And I was eating a lot of vegan pizza. Like, I was, making up my cashew cheese, and I was still eating pizza because it was something that was, like, so vital to me. And I'm unlocking and recognizing that it's because, to me, that is a feeling of love and safety. And so this is all connected, y'all. Bear with me. So then I was thinking again about the Pringles and eating chips. Like, chips is another, like, addiction that I have. Like, I love chips. Like, I love a good bag of chips, whatever the form. Like, I think they're so delicious. And it's like, like giving yourself something to chew is like an activity. Like it's like a textile thing. It's not even about the actual food, even though there's good flavors too. It's like the act of chewing something crunchy. And I'm still exploring this, but when I think about my first memories of chips, it's also like it's very intrinsically intertwined into my childhood. Like when we're chilling and when there's downtime, there's been a lot of snacking in my life. My parents always let us have snacks. We always we're snacking on stuff between meals. And also when we would go out and do things like my brother played football, I would go to his games with my mom, and like she would always have some snacks for me to eat. Or like when I was out with my dad, he took us places, he would always get us snacks to eat. So for me, I'm realizing that snacking, what it is from my childhood, it's always this feeling of like just kind of passing the time. And it feels like it's just like a natural thing. And it's a deep habit that was developed from years ago. And this is a part of inner child healing that I'm really wanting to explore further with myself and then share it more with my clients too. Like looking at our diet and seeing why we eat what we eat based on our childhood and uprooting these addictions. Now, this is why I need to do the work within myself before I share it, because now that I know this, I'm wanting to go back in my memory and really explore like how I was feeling, in particular with these things like chips or candy, like these little addictions. I really don't eat candy anymore, but I do still eat chips. But I want to explore those memories and those feelings that came up. And I want to now create new memories with a more healthy alternative. So now, like, still allowing myself to snack because it's a habit. But now I'm like even lately, I've been eating a lot of apples with peanut butter, something I really love. And it's actually something I didn't eat in childhood because I was allergic to peanuts in childhood. But it's just creating not even creating a new habit, like replacing what I used to put into that habit with something that serves me, essentially. So I'm being really mindful, like if I am going to eat chips, eating just the plantain chips because they come locally. All they got is sea salt on them, no bull-ish on them. And there's like a few other healthy chip options in our grocery store. So being really mindful, like never letting myself get that other option, like just choosing a healthy option and creating a whole new habit. And also having the discipline to at times feel those feelings of I want to eat a snack. And rather than acting on it, observing that feeling. Why do I want to eat a snack? Am I bored? So I think that was sometimes the thing. My parents would give me snacks to kind of pass the time, to give me like to pass idle time, to give me something to do. So now in idle time, I tend to think, oh, I'm going to eat a little something. But I can just be in that idle time. I can just be at peace and be in that time without having to consume something, because it's not actually really coming from a place of hunger. It's more of a place of I need something to do with my mouth, with my hands. Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything else to say about this here in this moment, but I will come back with updates as I continue to do this work. And I really hope that, this helped y'all to unlock some things as well. Also, I do give inner child healing sessions one-on-one, virtual and here in person. And with all of my sessions, we do these guided visualizations. And this is just one example. I do so many others, and they're very, very powerful, very, very potent. A quick share in regards to that. I recently did an inner child healing session at the local high school. They were doing this program. And I used to teach English for this program, but they have a new English teacher, but they really wanted me to still do something with the kids. So I was invited to do an inner child healing session. It was for free. I totally just offered them this for free. But I had a group of about 25 high schoolers between the ages of 14 and 18. And we did some activities and we did a guided visualization. This particular one, I didn't... Oh, wait, did I involve the food? With this one, I said, think of a place where you felt safe when you were a child. And then we went through the senses. I was like, think of something you smelled there. Think of something you tasted there. Think of something you heard there. Think of something that you might have, a sensation you felt on your skin. So when I did this, I had two young girls who, because afterwards, I went around the room and I asked how it was going, how it went for everyone. They all had a very beautiful experience of it. It's so amazing to see kids like meditating, like they are very receptive to it. And I think that it needs to be in all schools. And I honestly, it was very inspired and I want to do it in more schools thanks to this experience. But the kids were super, super duper receptive, y'all. They were so receptive. They loved it. And two girls in particular stopped me at the end when I was going through to ask them about it. And both of them had really profound experiences. One of them saw her brother, who is deceased, and she went back to a memory, and it felt so real for her. She felt like he was there, and she said that her body was literally shaking while she was in the meditation, and that she forgot she was there in the school until, I released everyone from the visualization, and we came back to our bodies. But she's like, I really was there. And then one of her friends, the other girl in her little group, saw her deceased. I can't remember if she said her grandmother or her grandfather, so God forgive me, but it was one of her grandparents that she saw in her memory. And she said the same thing, like, it felt so real. And I've had this experience happen before. Even with the retreat I mentioned recently, also I had a guest who has a brother who has passed on, and she also was able to see her brother who passed on and experience him and basically go back and still be with him. And I was like, yo, am I a medium? Am I a medium? I don't know, y'all. I'm still figuring it out. But when I do these guided visualizations, 100% of the time, people really drop in with me and they have very deep experiences. And on several occasions, they've had visits from deceased loved ones. So it's very beautiful work. It blows my mind because I do believe in magic, but whenever I witness magic, I'm still in awe of it. And I'm so grateful for people being so receptive that they're willing to really drop in with me and have an impactful experience. So that's just to also let y'all know, you can really leave this body and visit other memories, to unpack things from your childhood, to revisit situations from your childhood, to gain a new perspective of them, to understand yourself more. So yeah, I'm going to start sharing some of those as well on my Patreon. And of course, if you want to book a session with me, all the info is in the description. Please do. I love holding space for these sessions, and I really love doing the guided visualizations. So yeah, that's that on that. Please drop in with me in the comments if you have anything more to share. Much love.